Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Sam and today I am playing Fire Emblem Thracia 776. Now, full disclosure, I have completely played through this game and I beat the game just a couple of days ago. The reason that I am going to be replaying chapters 1, 2, and 2X today is because I lost my initial stream of those chapters. I had not yet started to upload my streams to YouTube, but since then I have been uploading them all to YouTube, and it just feels weird to have the entire game minus chapters 1, 2, and 2X available on YouTube. So this is a replay. So we're just going to be doing the first 2 chapters and the first Gaiden chapter. So, not too much. Let me just double check. Just want to double check something real quick. Okay, yeah. So I started on chapter 3 in that episode. Okay, we're good. Let's get going. New game, please. Sound room. Interesting. It's a lot of music. Anyway. Let's do this. Barely escaping the burning of Castle Leonster with his life, the young Prince Leaf was looked after by Finn, his knight and retainer. Together with Nana, a young noblewoman under Finn's care, the trio fled pursuers sent by the conquerors of North Thracia, the Granvale Empire, which lay to the west. Also, Nana is Finn's daughter, based on my playthrough of genealogy. Yet Finn proved stronger than those who hunted them, and the 3 made their way to the cities of Ulster and Tara, posing as common vagrants. Eventually, they drifted into Fianna, a small village on Thracia's eastern coast. Fianna was an independent community with its own militia, the Fianna Freeblades, led by the swordswoman Ivel. Ivel welcomed Leaf's group as if they were her own kin. Under her watchful eye, the deposed prince spent his childhood in Fianna, growing into maturity alongside youths of common birth. Now in year 776 of the Granvale calendar, Chapter 1, The Warrior of Fianna. Have you found that whelp of a prince yet? Regretfully not, my lord. The men searched the village top to bottom, but came up with nothing. Why is such a simple task taking you so long? There's little doubt that the heir of House Leonster is hiding here. You've been too gentle with these villagers. Give them ample motivation to talk. We are of the same mind, my lord. I've already ordered the men to do as much, yet the townsfolk claim the prince isn't here. According to them, he left with the Freeblades to fend off a pirate raid on a nearby village. Freeblades? What nonsense is that? They're the local militia, sire. As I understand it, this village was once home to a group of brigands, rather savage ones at that. About a decade ago, they were routed by Ivel, a wandering sellsword. She claimed the village as her own and founded the Freeblades to protect the region from future attacks. She's supposedly quite a wonder with a sword. She may be a problem. You have nothing to fear, my lord. We've taken Ivel's daughter captive. What's more, we also captured the daughter of Finn, the very knight guarding the prince's life. With the leverage we have over them, they'll have no choice but to surrender. I admit you have your uses, Wiseman. The woman will accompany me back to Munster. You'll remain here and prepare for when these upstart rebels return. See that the young Leonster pup is put in chains befitting a stray mutt. Your trust in me is well placed, sire. Men, bring the girls here. What's your name, lass? A fighting spirit to match a pretty face. Now let's have a look at the other one. Ah, you must be Finn's young ward. I hear your mother was royalty of House Nordian, is that right? You certainly don't lack for grace, despite living in this backwater hovel. Holy blood doesn't run thin even in squalor, I see. What a pleasant surprise the two of you make for. Wiseman, I'll be departing from Munster now. Don't disappoint me. All shall be as you wish it, my lord. What's that commotion in the village? Something's rotten here. I'll scout ahead, Commander. Hold here a moment. Commander, Fianna is packed to the brim with Imperial troops. They must have struck while we were away. What? No way is the Empire gonna make a mess of our home. Commander, let's move in. Calm down, Ocean. We'll get slaughtered if we just charge in blindly. Yeah, Halvin, I'm sure the village will appreciate your patient attitude while everyone's being rounded up and jailed. Peace, Ocean. Halvin is right. Seems we've finally been noticed by the Empire. Looks like this is goodbye, Little Leaf. I'm sorry. Finn, take him as far away from here as you can. Leave the soldiers to us. No, Commander. Nana is still in the village. I won't leave without her. I'll get her back, don't worry. It's more than that, Commander. I won't run anymore. That's my decision to make. Finn, you want to weigh in here? You going to let Little Lord throw himself into harm's way like this? Lord Leaf has seen the passing of 15 summers by now. He's old enough to choose for himself, and as my liege, I will abide by his judgment. Good man, Finn. Has it been that long already? I suppose I let Little Leaf come with us to fight off those pirates myself. Guess I made my own mind when I did that. If Finn's alright with it, so am I. And what's the holdup? If we're done arguing, there's an invasion happening over that ridge. Alright, get ready to move in, but stay sharp. Most foot soldiers are just regular folk forced into the Imperial Army against their will. If they surrender, just take their weapons and let them go. Are we clear? But we can still bloody them until they surrender, right? I mean, if we can't put up a good fight ourselves, we'll be the ones surrendering. Knock them around if you have to, sure, but don't overdo it. That means you, Ocean. Hey, come on, give me some credit, Commander. Okay, enough chatter. Let's give the Empire a battle worthy of our name as Freeblades. Woot! Hi, Sav. Player phase. It feels like so long ago that I did this, and was totally confused about how this game works. many mechanics were confusing to me. Let me look at a map real quick. I need to check which houses. Okay, that one's for Ocean, and that one's for Halvin. Okay. And let me check what the requirements are for getting Chapter 2X. You know what's fun about this replay is that because I'm not continuing this after Chapter 2X, I just get to use all of the fancy weapons to my little heart's content, and I shall. Okay. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. Level 10. Who's coming over here with you? Finn. Enemy phase. Sweet. Can feed someone else that kill. So, how you doing, Sav? Doing good? Oh, Finn, you're so awesome. I'm good. Spent the day with my sisters. Aw, yay. That's always good. How's the little baby one doing? She can walk! Yay! Can she, like, walk, or is she sort of, like, toddling in place, or toddling a few steps and then falling? How's she doing? No, she can actually walk. Aw, cute. That's good. Papa, the fighting started already. Ain't no good way to go about this damn battle. Don't matter how good Ivel is, there's only one of her and over a dozen of them. We need to hurry. Enter Tanya and Dagdar, and Marty. Ah, for crying out loud, not again. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Go, Tanya, go. Good girl. Oh, that's okay. Owies. I got hurted. Doesn't really matter who gets experience. We're just replaying this for the flavor. Hi, Dagdar. Dagdar, you came down to fight with us?
Ivor, does me heart good to see you in one piece. Listen, you have any idea why the Empire would come all the way out here? It have anything to do with the boy?
Yeah, the little Lord Leaf, he's not just some nobleman. He's the heir of House Leonster. I've been helping him hide from the Empire. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have kept it from you.
I figured as much. Well, no use worrying about it now. Long as I get to cut down some of those Imperial dastards myself, we're even.
Have at it, Dagdar. Do your thing.
You pulling your weight in the free blades, boy? Last thing Commander Ivor needs is to babysit you. We're risking life and limb to protect the village, and you're giving me a lecture? You got a strange sense of gratitude, old man. Not even the Empire knocking down our front door can stop that fool mouth of yours, I see. Well, no point in dragging this out. Here, this is what you came for, right? For once, you read my mind. When a fight breaks out, I just feel off without this axe at my side. Which don't explain why you forget it at home half the damn time. Hey, I came here for the axe, not to get chewed out. If that's all you wanted, then get going. Go on now. Don't keep the commander waiting on you. You don't need to tell me twice. Oh, Ocean. Your paw knows that you ain't super reliable. Ow. Marty, bless his heart, he's not very good. He can't seem to ever kill people. There we go. Kill the tiny, pathetic weaklings. Very good. It's nice to be able to use Ivor and Dagdar. Because I didn't use them last time because they were pre-promotes and they were XP sponges. But now I can just use them as much as I want.
You're coming after Finn? Oh, you went after Leaf. I see. You foolish fool. Wait a minute. Leaf doesn't need a vulnerary. I'm a dummy. I forgot. Lightbrand. Ta-da! I forgot. I can heal myself with Lightbrand. Sweet. Alright. Ow. Sweet. Oh, the good old days. When we were just trying to recapture Fiona before everything got all crazy. Good, good, good. I don't think that I didn't do the conversations between Ivel and Dagdar and Ocean and Tanya when I played this the first time, because I didn't have this version of it that shows the exclamation mark when there's someone you can talk to, so I didn't know. Y'all made it back? What a relief. But look, there's no Fiona Freeblades without Fiona, right? So don't just stop with them pirates. Drive the Empire from our village too. Not to imply that I ain't grateful, of course. Take this with you. Use it if you get scraped up. We don't have much in the way of medicine, but it's the least we can do after everything the commander's done for us. Whoop. Thank you. Ow. You foolish fool. Finn is way better than you. Alright. Hey guys. Tanya? What do you think you're doing here? What does it look like, Ocean? I'm here to help you guys any way I can. Help any way you can, huh? In that case, turn tail and march back home. That's the only way a kid like you could help. You just get in the way. You've got some nerve, Ocean. You're just a kid yourself, you know. You want me gone? I'm gone. Not all of us are as eager to throw ourselves into danger as you. Rude. So rude. Nice! See, Ocean done pissed Tanya off, so she double crit. Don't make her mad. Nice. Good job, girl. Get him, Leaf. Oh. Weapons can be mighty expensive, can't they? Most folk here gotta make do by nicking supplies from the Imperial troops. It's awful risky, but if you can capture an enemy alive, you get to help yourself to their stuff.
Matter of fact, I got the drop on an Imperial soldier myself. Heard him snoring from 3 hours away, so I took me a souvenir. Not that it'll do me much good, though. Probably better off in your hands, I reckon. And hey, if you don't need it, you can just hawk it for something you do need.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Okay. Bum, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Kill you. Get out of here, you. Yeah. Finn using that Brave Lance. Make Quan proud. Nice. What? Those Imperial dogs took Dame Marita and Lady Nana. Just snatched them right up like they was cattle. You're not gonna let 'em get away with that, are ya? If you're fixin' to fight the Empire, take this with you. This here ring's enchanted with some spell or other. But don't just wear it on your finger like some common bauble. You gotta actually use it for it to do any good. Life ring! HP by 7. Yeah. Alvin. Big brother, I've got something real special for you. You can use this to keep yourself safe, right? An axe? Where in the world did you get such a fine weapon? Darndest thing. I was walking past the lake up on the mountain when this strange old crone just floated out of the water. She gave it to me, then vanished quick, as you can blink. I've been keeping it for you and taking real good care of it. Now go put it to use and make me proud. Nice! It's a reference to Lex being able to get, something like that in a genealogy. Vogue. Nice. Ocean's Lance is too OP. There we go. Oh, it's a vendor. Nah, I'm good. Lightbrand. Do you fools realize what you're doing? If I die, so do the women we took. Nah, it'll be fine. I missed. Alright, well, I tried. Burn alive in your suit of armor, Weissman. Damn you. You'll live to regret this. All of you. Ha ha. I win. Ta-da! Chapter 1, done. Nana, Marita, where are you? Please answer me. Lil Non, Marita, Raedric must have taken him. What? That means they were taken to Munster, right? Yeah, as bargaining chips in case Wiseman couldn't finish the job. It's the sort of thing Raedric would pull, all right. God's breath. Commander, we have to give chase. The two of them are counting on us. Now look here, little leaf. Commander, you yourself said I'm not a child anymore. Nana and Marita were taken captive because of me, and I refuse to let anyone suffer in my place. I will never again let someone sacrifice their life in exchange for mine. I understand. We leave at dawn then. I won't lie, little lord. This is gonna get rough. Get some rest while you can. Giving chase to Raedric, Leaf set out from Munster to rescue his companions. But while making his way along the shore, he passed near a small settlement, a coastal village by the name of Iz. Chapter 2, The Coastal Village. Dun, 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 dun. Bugs, is this kind of body count really necessary? We're here to make coin, not gut everything that moves. Look here, smart Alec. We got us a nice division of labor going. I don't tell you how to plan your strategies and whatnot, and you don't tell me how to go about plundering. Oh, and if it's them Freeblade folk you're worried about, we already saw to 'em. The boss tipped off the Empire that the Leonster boy was hiding with him. Leonster boy? Wait, you mean Leaf, the prince? Are you certain of this? Sure am. The boss grabbed one of the village folk and used his talons with a knife to loosen his tongue. Stubborn fella, though. Might have survived if he'd talked sooner. He resorted to torture, did he? You're one to talk. Boss says you're the one who taught him everything he knows about interrogating. There's a reason you ain't with the church no more, mate. Damn it, Liffus. You've become more trouble than you're worth. It's time we parted ways. I just need to make contact with the Leonster heir, and then Liffus is disposable. Now, how should I go about this? Well, before anything else, I must alert my benefactor. See, and this is why I thought that Augustus was gonna be, like, evil. Because that seems pretty evil, yeah? Like, I mean, it doesn't seem good. That he, like, has interrogated / tortured people in the past, and he's working with Liffus, who also interrogates and tortures people and is a pirate. I mean, I know we're gonna recruit Liffus, and then Augustus, you know. But, yeah, I don't consider that to be spoilers, because it's gonna happen within this string. But I totally thought that he was evil before. So. Commander, over here. That village is being raided. That's Liffus's crew by the look of it. They've been quite a mouse for a while, but I guess they move fast. And we have to move faster. We cannot stand by and allow this to happen. Quiet as a mouse, not quite a mouse. Onward! These pirates grow bolder by the day. Just recently I heard that a cleric fleeing Tara was taken prisoner by him. Mayhap you can help the poor dear, eh? Here, take this for your trouble. If you manage to find her, do send word that she's all right. Gotta be aggressive in this chapter. Woo! Good job, Ival. Die, pirate scum. Nice. 2 crits in a row. Okay, so they're gonna go over there and handle that. Well, we're just gonna head up north and handle the stuff up here and get this done. Let's go! Foolish fool! Finn is so much stronger than you. Ow! Come on. Kill the pirates. Damn you and your crew, Lefis. I mean, congrats on making it into Fire Emblem Heroes, but like, damn it. Up we go! This chapter was so much scarier, you know, the first time that I played it, when I didn't really know what to do, and like how the mechanics worked, and like what all was gonna happen, so what I should preserve, and all that sort of thing. But now it's fine. No big deal. Here, take a vulnerary. You lot just had to play hero, didn't you? Now this whole village will be raised by the pirates in revenge. They'll make one big bloody example out of us. What are we supposed to do? How can you say something so cruel, brother? These people are putting their lives on the line for us, and you've got the nerve to complain? You're too naive. The pirates would have killed a few of us, sure, but they had no reason to hunt down everybody. Except these idiots couldn't leave well enough alone. I'm sorry about my brother. He wasn't always like this. By way of apology, take this magic trinket. Not sure what it does, but maybe it'll be of use to you. It's about time somebody showed those pirates what it's like to fight for their lives for a change. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, Ronan! Ronan, stop! Ronan! Ma, I can't stay out of this any longer. I'll go fight alongside... Oh, you must be with the Free Blades. I want to join y'all. I'm good enough with a bow, and I can get around pretty fast. I won't hold you back none. But you've never been in a real fight like this before. You're that eager to leave your mother alone in this world? That don't matter none. Every battle is somebody's first, right? Guess this'll be mine. I mean, maybe you can stand holding up in there and waiting to die, but I sure can't. Yeah, Ronan! Woo! Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Onward! And I have secured the Gaiden chapter by saving all the villages. So, huzzah! Ba, 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 ba. Ow! What? Dang it, Ronan. Dang it, Marty. Kill you. Yeah. Nicely done. And Ocean will kill this one. Beautiful. Use that vulnerary. Okay. Bring it, bitches. God, I love the Brave Lance. It was like all I used for Finn in Genealogy. It's his weapon. Quan gave it to him. It's very important to let him use it. Also, it's awesome, so... Oh. Yay! Ow. Who told you you could hit Ival? She's practically invincible. Oh, sweet. Well, since you're here. Good girl. Wow. me get Ivel up there. Or maybe Finn. Heal. Good stuff. Good job, Dagdar. Stupid pirates. Yeah, we need that fire sword. Ugh. Good, good, good. Much better. You have any idea who you're dealing with? I'm the Bucks, a beast born from a life at sea. Should have used pirate voice on him, but I didn't, and it's too late now. Yeah, well, I tried. Nice. Good job, Finn. You'll regret this someday. I deserve to die at sea. Well, that's your fault for coming onto the land then. Not my fault. I didn't do it. Nice. We're just gonna throw axes at each other until someone dies, okay? Apparently not. And we're done! Under an hour to do the first 2 chapters again this time. Lord Leaf, I presume. And you are? Augustus, at your service. I am a priest of Bragi on pilgrimage. Is there something you need from me? With respect, I don't have time to spare on talk. Neither do I. I take it you're headed to the Corsair Isles to nip this pirate threat in the bud? Indeed. If we leave them be, it's only a matter of time until the scum attack is again. Besides, I hear they're also keeping a cleric captive there. Yeah! I see. In that case, allow me to be your navigator. I can guide you to the Isles. What? Why would a priest know the way to the Corsair Isles? This old man has many surprises left in him yet, I'll tell you that much. Still, the decision is yours. Thank you. Chapter 2X, The Corsair Isles. There they are. One I love, and one I'm just like, on. I shouldn't have to say this, Liffis, but don't you dare lay a hand on the cleric. Oh, right. Got it. You could stand to give me the time of day, Safi. We both know I could get anything you want. Just go along with me, yeah? I have given my word to see Lady Lenoan's hope realized. Unless you wish to join us in fighting for Tara, I will not falter. To take up arms against the Empire? May as well stand on the shore and try to push the tide back. Perhaps it sounds impossible, but the alternative is to do nothing as innocent children are ritually slaughtered. No matter the cost, no one with a drop of humanity could stand by and allow this to continue. We're not naive. Everyone knows the risks. We know we'll likely die, but this isn't just about us. This is bigger than one city or one society. This is about resisting the grip of damnation itself. Loftus beckons, Liffis. The world hurtles ever closer to his jaws. Tara is the only place in Yggdrasil still in dispute. Where will you be when history is written? Well, Look, you're out to fulfill your lady's hopes, right? If I say yes, will you fulfill one of my own hopes? If it is within my power, I will. It's a deal. I'll talk to my boys, make sure everybody's on board, but don't forget our little arrangement. Very well. Ew, Liffis. Of all the rotten luck, we just had to land right as it was getting dark. The timing isn't ideal, granted, but with a torch in hand, your men will be able to see a ways ahead. I don't believe we have any flint or tinder handy. Are we out of chances without torches? Your men won't be totally blind, but they'll barely be able to see in front of them. Still, I imagine you can find a spare torch or two lying around somewhere. Then let's get moving. There's no time to waste. Dun dun dun. Making very fast progress. Okay. Show. Okay. Oh, there's a talk to be had. Cool. All right. Kill you. Nice level up, Leaf.
Arr, boss, you really mean to make for Tara? I'm going pale just thinking about fighting the Empire. I mean, we might as well just jab a knife in our necks now and save everybody some time.
I know. I'm just leading her on. Gotta get my foot in the door with that lass. Ugh, Liffus, you jerk. And just who does Shiva think he is, talking to me like that? Did that cutthroat sellsword grow a conscience when nobody was looking?
Hey, boss, we got a couple of do-gooders scurrying in from the west.
What? Here? You gotta be joking. Alright, boys, let's go say hello. The sharks are gonna be well fed tonight. Liffus, you're a butt. Nice. Healy heal. Slowly making our way. talk. The pirates seem to have greater numbers. Can we make it through this, Commander? Numbers aren't everything. We keep our heads about us, we'll make it through just fine. Of course, Commander. Still, would you happen to know anything useful about this Liffus thug? Thug is too generous for Liffus. He's small time, ain't even worth killing. When we get our hands on him, take him alive, and don't let him go after the fighting's done. We'll bring him back to Iz and see that he gets justice for his crimes. Good. Nicely done, Ivel. Making our way. Good job, good job. Nicely done, Ivel. Will this heal me? Nope. Let's go. Pirates coming out of the darkness. Get him, Ocean. Nice. Here you go. Giddy up. Not even worth using Brave Axe on you. Nice. Beautiful. Da-da-da-da. I'm getting there. Get him, Ocean. Yeah. Here they come. Nice. Good job, Finn. Fair enough. Good. Almost to the final area. Final island. Dun, 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 dun. Nice. We'll just take care of you with fire. He's basically the boss because he's got, because he's a pre-promote. Or he's a promoted unit. Anyone coming? Shiva. Captured. Shiva, it will be good and he won't do anything until all the reinforcements are dead, and we can't get Shiva yet, so he'll stay where he is. But we captured Lithis, and we are good to go. Oh, someone caught up. Meh. And that's it. The pirates seem to have escaped, but never mind that. Is the cleric safe? Ahem. I've found her, sire. Thank you, kind folk. I owe you my... Is that... I beg your pardon, milady. Battle is dirty business, and if I have some grime or blood on my face... Have you forgotten me already, Lord Leaf? It's me, Safi. We met in Tara. Safi, you say? I knew a young woman at the monastery in Tara by that name. I only had the honor of seeing you 2 or 3 times, my lord. I suppose I wasn't as memorable as I thought. Still, you left an impression on me all the same. When you departed the city, it was I who wiped Lady Linoan's face of tears. Ah, now I can place you. Your father was a priest, and you were rather close with Linoan, were you not? As close as a woman of common birth can be, I suppose. The Duke of Tara was Lady Linoan's father, and I was more her servant than her peer. That aside, how did you come to be here? Has something happened to Linoan? You mean to say you don't know what's happened to Tara since you left? Let me start from the beginning. After the Duke passed away, the Empire installed their own governor. The man proved to be a walking pox, inflicting tragedy after tragedy upon us. Just this year, they even began child hunts in Tara. Child hunts? That proved to be the breaking point. The people of Tara revolted, insisting Lady Linoan as rightful Duchess. They hired any sellsword who could stand upright, and then sent offerings of gold and gemstones to the Empire's leading noblemen. It was an admirable effort, but King Bloom of Thracia did not forgive such a slight, and summoned the Imperial army to besiege Tara. The sellswords proved craven and fled, and now only a handful of militiamen stand between the Empire and our city. Lady Linoan bade me leave and seek out any who would fight in Tara's defense. Are things truly that dire? The Duke sheltered me for half a decade before the Empire learned of it and had him executed. Not a day goes by that I don't think of his generosity. You're seeking folk to aid Tara? Look no more. I pledge to deliver Tara from this evil. Let's be off, Safi. You will be most welcome in Tara, Lord Leaf. Thank you. Well, don't keep me in suspense. What are you gonna do with me? That's up to the villagers of Iz. We're taking you back there to answer for your crimes.
We both know what'll happen. You handing me over to them is as good as killing me yourself. Safi, come on. We had a deal. I said I'd go to Tara with you. Lord Leaf, Liffus is not an evil man. He's committed many foul acts as a pirate, yes, but he seemed genuinely repentant when we spoke earlier. Give him a chance to redeem himself in the eyes of the gods. All right. If Safi believes in you, I can give you a chance for the time being. I've cheated death once again. Just gotta wait for the right opening, then I'll book it. But come to think of it, if that boy is really the missing Leonster heir, the Empire'd pay mighty well to hear of it. It's worth mulling over, at least. Either way, I'll have to wait until after Safi has given in to my many charms. Bluch. Ew, Liffus. You're gross. Ridding Iz of the pirates besetting it, Leaf hurriedly resumed his course to Munster. It was not long until he arrived at Kerberos Gate, a small fortress that guarded the entrance to the province of Munster. Chapter 3, Kerberos Gate. Are the cattle being collected on schedule, Lobos?
Baron Radric. We've rounded up all the brats of the area, rest assured. For the time being, I've locked them inside the fort's prison. What do you want done with them, my lord? Best keep them here until the Lopter Church arrives to claim them. The Magi may well try to free the little worms. See that your men are prepared for any incursion. Magi? As in those rebels from Munster? They're still alive? To my great chagrin, yes. I thought they'd been wiped out, but they've resurfaced recently. The little swarm of flies seems to have a new man in charge. Never a moment's peace these days. And what of you, sire? Will you be returning to Munster? Not immediately. My journey has been most tiring, and I would rest here while I can. What better place for a man to catch his breath than the impregnable Kerberos Gate, eh, Lobos? Indeed, sire. That fortress, Kerberos Gate, guards the road into Munster. As strongholds go, it's rather small, but don't let its size fool you. The people of this area say it's more terrible than hell itself. Why? The soldiers here no longer watch over the road. They search for children. Lord Leaf, the fortress now serves as a base for the province's child hunts. Child hunts? What are you talking about, Augustus? All across the Empire, children aged 7 to 13 are being seized by Imperial soldiers. They're sent to Belhala, the capital, and after atrocities wrought upon them there, the ones who survive are never the same. They are children no more. They begin life anew as servants to the dark god Loptus. That's inconceivable. What manner of tall tale? I realize it sounds too horrible to be true, but this is no fable. This is the state of Yugdrall. Even now, children languish in captivity within that very fortress you see. What soldier could willingly take part in such a thing? No one with a spark of humanity left, to be sure. I'm sorry, Augustus, but we must part ways here. I cannot allow this evil to go unchallenged. I must free those children from this barbarism. Indeed. Allow me to give you one last piece of advice, sire. Kerberos Gate is too small to fit horses, so have any of your soldiers that fight on horseback dismount before entering. Further, After everything they've seen, I'd wager the children are too traumatized to even move. Have your men carry them back to the villages, and their families will owe you a debt that they can never repay. Fortune will be with you, Prince of Leonster. Hold. This whole time you've known I was the heir to House Leonster? But of course. What's more, I want to see you return to power. Let's arrange to meet in Munster after your business is concluded.
Bye! And that is it. That is it, folks. In just under an hour and a half, I have done chapters 1, 2, and 2X. So, if anybody's watching this on the recorded stream on YouTube, then you are going to notice a definite change in how I played these chapters versus how I play moving forward. Since I wasn't going to be continuing from this point on this playthrough, I freely used really good weapons and all of that, and I already knew what was going to happen. You'll also see, I think, the formatting of the stream change, but hopefully it won't be too big of a deal. But yeah, thank you everybody who came out to watch this replay of these chapters. This was the last of my Fire Emblem Thracia streams, and the last of my streams for the week. So I will catch you guys next week, and I hope you all have a good night. Bye!